Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do some Philodendron, Prince of Orange, kind of like repotting. I do have, as you can see in front of me, I have several of them, some at different stages. I picked up a few today. There was a BOGO sale at a local nursery, and I've wanted to kind of like repot several of them that I have. Now, two of them are at kind of like different stages. So this is kind of like the oldest one that I have. It's about probably, I don't know, it's probably like 6 months old. There was some big issues with this plant when I first got it. It had a lot of, I thought it was dying. Some of the leaves were kind of like molding, or they were just kind of, you know, they turn black, like they're kind of like wilting. And then this one, I have not done a great job keeping this one alive. So I'm gonna see if I can just repot it, and maybe it's the soil. So I can see if I can kind of revive this one. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you how I repot them, but at the same time, what I'm most excited about is that several of these plants, they do have like several shoots in there. So there's about like 2 or 3 plants in here. I see 2 plants in here. There's 2 in here, maybe 3. There's 2 in here. So I'm gonna, not like propagate them, but split them. Split is probably like the right word. So first thing, what I'm going to do with these philodendrons is I'm just going to, how should I say, I'm going to unpot them and then take all the dirt out. So hopefully all I'm left with, I'm going to try to do this in stages. Unpot them, take the dirt out, the old dirt, put it in a container, and then hopefully all I have left is like the stem and some roots, the roots. I can't talk. Maybe because I have a beer. So let's have some fun with this. All right, gotta get hands dirty here. So first one I'm gonna do the one that's kind of dying on me. Because nothing I can't do to this plant that hasn't been done before. So what you want to do is just kind of squeeze the pot. Okay, give it a nice little decent squeeze. Hopefully then the plant will come out. See, got that. I can tell, you know, it's definitely been grown in the like nursery. There's been some seedlings, and then they repotted it to a bigger one because I can see when I take this dirt out, you can see how symmetrical like this is right here. I still think that this is pretty viable. Just kind of squeeze this part. Hopefully just get down to like the roots. Try to save some if you can. And what I've done is I've also had like a mix of soil too that I have that I'll repot these in. This one's definitely going to be pretty interesting. I don't think just by looking at this plant, gonna have to, I give it a very low rate of survival. That's okay. All right, you got some roots still. I can see on the side that there's some very small leaves just kind of like wanting to grow. Maybe it'll bounce back. It's not dead until it is all black. All right, I'm gonna give this a try. Looks like it's got some small little juveniles on the side. So here's this first one. It's a Prince of Orange. This is the one I've neglected, but let's see what we can do here. So then I'm gonna take, these are the next ones that I just got from the nursery today. Just kind of squeeze it, take it out. See, since I just picked this up today at the nursery, you know, these are going to be really nice. It's very similar to that first one I got, because I can see the little seedling, kind of like when it was, how it was first kind of growing. I definitely want to just kind of separate it. All right. So when you split these plants, and I'll get into it later, definitely need to be a little bit careful. I've practiced on some before. Some of them have actually made it really well, and then others not so well. All right, so this is probably as much as I'm gonna do here. Do I have a little, nope. Yep. All right, so there's the second one. Just kind of keep it a little bit lower. Just lay it on this other side. Let's continue. Just squeeze the pot, then hopefully the plant should fall out. Yep. Again, we have the same similar kind of like seed poddling here, seed starter. For me, like the bottom, I'm just kind of pinching this off. I don't see like that many like roots like in here. So I try to want to remove as much dirt as possible. The most ideal thing, usually when I'm like outside, not in my office, like I would just take a, you know, some leaves may fall off, it's okay. I would like either take like a bowl of like water and just kind of swish it around so then all like the dirt would like come out. I would typically do that. Very interesting. Yep, see, they're all the same. Same, you kind of see some of the roots starting to kind of like grow through. Yep, just want to be fairly careful. Don't treat it like your first child, don't treat it like your third, right? So somewhere in the middle. All right, because I want to show you afterwards how I kind of then split it. All right, now I'm excited. I want to take this big one. This is the one that's bounced back. Yeah, you can see this one's definitely bounced back. Look at all those roots. This root system is great. No wonder why it's bounced back like really well. So just kind of give it a nice little kind of like squeeze. You're gonna lose some roots in the meantime here, and that's okay. Try to get most of it. Still has like, let me flip it upside down so you can see, right? It still has that kind of like seedling pot underneath. I'll just kind of like use my thumbs, push the dirt around, hopefully loosen it up. Okay. And then I'm just gonna put that one off to the side. All right, so that's step one. Step one, I've taken all the dirt out, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna just start splitting it. Just go right on in. So I do have a kind of like a little craft knife right here, the one I typically use on some of my other plants. And then what I always like to do, put some alcohol on it, clean it first. I'll probably just kind of clean it multiple times. We'll see how it goes. So this first one right here, that's kind of like on its way out. I'm not going to split it. There is no need to split that one. That's just, I'm gonna pot it up, give it some nice drink, and then let's see how that one goes. So here's the first one that I'm going to split. Now, I'm wondering if I can kind of show, like above, you can kind of see, I wonder how I can kind of show this here. You can kind of see, like right here, that there are two kind of like stems. I am just going to kind of split it like right here. Okay. You can kind of pull it apart. You can kind of see it like pulling apart a little bit. And that's where you probably want to just give it a nice little cut. So typically what I'll do is I'll just make a nice kind of cut right down on the inside. And that's it. So you have this right here. So ideally when you kind of cut it, it's a small little cut, but you want to make sure you still have some roots on there, right? That's the kind of the key. Got to keep some roots. No roots, that's a less viable plant. I'm going to keep this one, although it has like a small kind of like growth off to the side. It's too small right now, so I'm just going to kind of leave it. All right, I'm going to be off to the next one. This one's the same. I don't know if you can see it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to split it right down here. Just make this one into two plants. Yep, see, there you go. Just a nice little split. It has another shoot like on the side, but let me just kind of take a look. It's pretty small. I don't see like, I don't see a root, but you know what? Let me see. I'm not sure that that will survive. So I'm gonna probably, maybe, let's just kind of like use this. I can probably pot it up, and if it grows more, then maybe I'll split it later. All right, so I have two plants. All right, here's another one. And then same like this one, there's a shoot off to the side. I'm gonna do the same thing. Just kind of cut it right here. So I have this one, right? So it's got some roots to it. Let's see about this one. Man down on the leaf. All right, just kind of put it up here. And then here's for the big one, the big Prince of Orange. The hard part is pushing the separation so you know where to cut. I think the other hard part is, how do you hold it? Right? You definitely don't want to snap it. Kind of pull it away when you kind of cut it, so you can keep the roots on one side. Yay! That worked. And I'm actually pretty happy with it. Yep, just kind of spin it around. Take a little look-a-you-loo. I'm also just going to cut off this leaf right here because it is like half dead. Don't need to put any more energy into that leaf. It's kind of dying anyways. And I think this one is actually more of like a narrow leaf. Like here, let me just kind of show up here. This is like a narrow Prince of Orange. Like this leaf is a lot thicker, a little bit wider than this one. So interesting. All right, so that is step 2. Step 2 is splitting them, and out of kind of like the 5 original plants that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 total plants. Okay, so from those 9, now step 3, let's pot them up. So I do have some kind of small nursery pots here. And then what I've also done was I have another container of just some mix that I use, my Aroid mix. So in here, I was running a little bit low on some orchid bark, but my Aroid mix is gardening soil. I think that's probably like 2 or 3 parts. And what I do with the gardening soil, if you've seen my previous videos, I bake it. Because the gardening soil that you get from like Home Depot or Lowe's or any other place, they're just infested with gnats. So I just baked it. So I baked this earlier, 325 degrees for like 25 minutes. I was like, I'm not dealing with any more, I don't want to introduce more gnats into my office. So I said, let's just bake it. All right, and I put Perlite, Coca Coir, and what was it? Oh yeah, the orchid bark. So that's kind of like my Aroid mix. I would ideally like to put more orchid bark, but I just did not have it. So let's just pot them up. All right, so I have 9 of these. So I have 9 of them, and then what I'll do is when I'm done, I just have the tray right here. I'll just put it on the tray, and I'll show you at the end what it all looks like. So first is I'm just gonna pot up this little guy that's struggling really hard. It'll be my first one. It will be a miracle if this one's kind of maybe survives. Maybe I'll give it some extra, maybe some little extra nutrients. you know, give it some like liquid dirt. I do have liquid dirt. Give it some fertilizer. Maybe that'll kind of like wake it up a little bit. All right. So that's one. Okay. I'll just try to go like in a little size order here. See, number 2. Let's see, which one do I want to do next? All right, we'll do this one. And I'm hoping that these do survive because, all right, this is plant number 3. Because what I'm going to do is, my son actually has the school is putting on a plant sale. So I'm hoping to kind of split these and then use these to kind of donate to his little plant sale. And then all the funds will go straight back to his 5th grade. Okay. Which is fine. Got that one. All right, so out of this, 1, 2, I got 4 more. 4 more to do after this. Okay. Because it's pretty wobbly. I'm hoping once the, you know, maybe like the plant settles and then the roots start kind of like growing a little bit more, then it'll be better. All right, last one. This is exciting. Last one. So this one's got a ton of roots. So I just gotta kind of plop it in here first. I think it'll help once I kind of water it, stabilize it. All right. Well, let me just kind of put it down here. And then from that completes step 3 of potting them up. So out of the 5 plants that I have, now I have a total of 9. Just kind of push that in there a little bit more. So now I have a total of 9 prints of oranges at some varying size and health. And what I hope to do is just kind of water it and let's let it grow. And then I do keep these in my office. I'll keep them right over on my shelf, right over here. So they will continually get about 12 hours of light. Just got to make some room for it. I'm just kind of looking right now. And I'm going to watch them grow, and I'm hoping that I can just kind of, we'll sell them at my son's plant sale, and hopefully it'll raise some funds for school. So that's it. That completes all the steps of unpotting them, splitting it, right? Using your handy dandy kind of like little crafty knife. Make sure you always clean it first. Pot it up, give it some water, and then let it grow. So thank you again for taking the time to watch my video. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've been getting into a lot of carnivorous plants, pinguiculas, aka butterworts. You can see some of those videos on my channel. The primary focus of my collection is Aroids, more of like the philodendrons and carnivorous plants. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Please like, subscribe, help me grow my channel, and until next time, all right, take care. Bye.